Hi, I'm here with interpreter Bruce Sangster. How are you today?
Doing good, doing good.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am a sign language interpreter at the Lake County School Board through an agency, working with a deaf student in high school.
Okay, now are you a specific kind of interpreter? Like, do you interpret only in school systems, or how does that work?
Majority of the time, I like to interpret in the school system. I will do assignments outside of school, such as doctor's appointments, and I also interpret a lot of college classes too for deaf students that are in college.
Okay, have you ever, like with interpreting, I know a lot of it is one on one. Have you ever done any team interpreting?
Yes, I have. Most of the team interpreting that I've done have been with colleges such as UCF or Seminole Community College. That's about the most experience that I had with team interpreting or seminars, things like that, also too.
And how do you feel about team interpreting? Is it more comfortable, or would you rather work alone?
No, I mean it's kind of both and both. I'll be having half. I would say I like interpreting with the team because you only go 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off, so the time seems like it passes, and then also you have the help just in case because most interpreters sometimes get stuck with vocabulary or certain words, and you have that team person helping you or feeding you, as they say, certain words or things like that if you tend to forget. Uh, on the flip side of that, I do like interpreting by myself because I go at my own pace. I don't have a lot to I don't have any help, so I mean, but I definitely I say half and half.
Well, you're also a coda, so that means child of deaf adult, which means you basically signing is your first language.
Yes.
So how did you become an interpreter? Because most coders don't really like to just sign forever. They try to stay away from it as much as they can. So how did you end up
Absolutely.
coming back to your community, deaf community?
Well, first of all, you're right. Most coders like me, myself, I did not want to do anything with interpreting until I actually went to college, and my major in college was sports management. But as soon as time goes by, had an experience with some deaf kids coming to me, and I felt like it was my time. I felt like being an interpreter was my calling, or something like that, if you want to call it that. Uh, it just kind of happened overnight, actually. Like I thought I wanted to be a school teacher. I thought I wanted to be a PE teacher, and then certain things just kept happening to me where I kept finding myself in the deaf community, or I kept finding myself signing, or and I started thinking, you know what, I need to make this a career. And after that, I started taking, the certain certifications to become an interpreter.
Well, what do you like most about your job, and what do you like least about your job?
Okay. The one thing I would say I like the most is that I do help the deaf community. I give them a sense of, I feel like I'm giving them a connection to the hearing world. Uh, the one thing I will say that I don't like as much is the freelancing of interpreting, not knowing when the next assignment's going to be, or the instability of knowing, hey, my next gig may not be until next week. And when you have a family, you want something more stable as an interpreter. So that'd probably be the biggest reason why I don't like interpreting. But the biggest reason I do like interpreting because you do help the deaf community, and the smiles on their faces lets you know that you're doing a good job. When you get a deaf person and they see the interpreter and they go, "Whew, finally we have somebody that can communicate." You tend to feel like some self worth. It's just good for the deaf community.
All right. One last question.
Yes, sir.
I myself am an interpreting student at Valencia College.
Okay.
So, what would be one piece of advice you would give me as a student trying to learn? I didn't grow up in the deaf environment, so it's a lot harder than it was for you. What advice would you give me?
Know the culture. Be involved. Do not be afraid to get involved. I see a lot of newcomers that are kind of afraid. They're worried about their signing, and they're worried about they're still so focused on making sure they do the correct signs. When a deaf person normally is friendly to you, if you're attempting to sign or you're trying to sign, they will help you along the way and getting more involved in the community. Some things you'll see a lot of things in the deaf community that may shock you that you'll never get in a classroom. So I would say being more involved, being more active, being more aware of what deaf events are going on and things like that. That's what I would say.
Okay. Before we wrap it up, what's the sign for advice?
Advice.
Advice.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, for your advice, and your patience. And have a great day.
Thank you. You're welcome. Good job.